Yeah, my name is Adebayo Eludoyin, but I prefer to be called Bayo. And then I work with a university in Nigeria. I think one of the top universities in Nigeria, Obafemawolowo University, Ile-Ife. And then I've been here for a bit of time. I started as a junior academics, and then I'm actually getting to the professorial cadre now. I have the privilege of being at ASLP as part of cohort 5.1, and then I graduated as cohort 5.2. Yeah, before I came in, I just a few number of years when I completed my PhD, and so I was enthusiastic at so many things. So I really didn't say I have an expectation. What I wanted then was something to give me a learning curve, and then I really didn't know much about ASLP until I saw the advert, and then maybe interestingly, the advert came when I lost a bid to get a grant, and I think that was because of the COVID disruption. So I really didn't get into any expectation. Maybe the only thing I can say here is that I was expecting it to be a science affair, principally physical science or natural science. Well, I get into either of those two. I'm a geographer, and then I do a lot of environmental science. But well, I would say before I was admitted into the ASLP, I really didn't have a serious set of expectation, but to learn more. Oh yeah, I think I would say it's one of the best things that ever happened to me. I got to learn about leadership, and I got to learn about how many things we really have to learn. The interesting thing about this is that someone started it, and then everybody was adding to it, and then if it gets to you as the last person, what you do is to make it perfect to suit something that you like to do. I'm in geography, and this is the core. This is the structure of the earth. And then, after doing all these things, and then the team leader said he wanted to destroy it. And then we shouted. And then eventually he gave us an insight that is what happens when our students or anybody any of our subordinates come with an idea. And all we do is to just put a kind of criticism that dashes their hope. So it's a lesson to me and for me, and I still keep this idea in my office, and then it helps me to be positive about people. So ASLP is all about positivity. It's all about thinking that you can actually bring the best out of the worst. And one of our usual language is that might be, what can I do? What might we do? How might we help a situation? It's not about killing a situation. So I would say it's a wonderful thing. It's one of those things that anyone really needs to have when growing up in the ladder of academics or any administration or anything. So it was a beautiful piece of idea that I got there. Oh yeah, I think there was also a talk about leadership. I just described the scenario. It's just a show of someone dancing at a beach. Everybody was at that beach, and we were dancing. That person was dancing, and nobody thought about him. After a few minutes, we had a set of people, maybe about 2 or 3 of them, that joined him, and they danced. And then after about 20 minutes, everybody on that beach was dancing. And so it's a kind of leadership that that shows that if you believe in something, you can you can actually bring everybody around, not really shouting and then forcing people to do that. And then that was exemplified by the team leader there, Bernard. Yeah, I remember waking up one day where we saw Bernard picking pieces of papers, and then we had to join him because we weren't expecting a director to go, well, I would say, to go as low as picking pieces of paper, and they're trying to sanitize the environment without even calling anybody's attention, not even the cleaner. Then I have another scenario to think about when there was this description of the life-saving bottles. I'm an hydrologist. Hydrology is part of water study in geography. So I deal with water. I am more concerned also about water quality, accessibility to water quality. And then somebody coming with an idea that you can actually have polluted water and have what is called the technology, the nanotechnology defined bottle. And you take water from anywhere and the water is purified. That one actually touched me because a lot of people in Africa, especially in Nigeria, actually have problem with water quality. And so I actually looked forward to to sharing more further experience on that. Then I have this idea also, about the people. Most of the time what we had was like, having to link up with people and to really enjoy whatever they did. And so it was actually a very good thing for me. So I think I have lots of experience to share. And I won't forget the vice chancellor that came to give us a lecture about how she was able to cope with the family and academics, getting everything together. And then I would say the people, the cohort members, they are very fantastic people. You definitely won't be able to, give away everything they have done. The meetings, up to now, I can tell you, since 2019, we still get in contact. We form a WhatsApp group and we share ideas. So I would say that the entire workshop has been a process for moving up. Then maybe I should share this one as the last one. There was this program, and then we were able to, we were asked to take a card. When you take a card, you describe the piece of card that you take. Then I took a card that shows a kind of a door, telling us how that any door can be opened. See, by the time I return here, I have lots of students that are supervised, interestingly, at postgraduate level. I will say that my experience has been able to make me more successful in being a better supervisor than I would have been if I had not come to ASLP. I give an example that, number one, the positivity imbibed in me as a product of my attendance of the ASLP actually gave a very good opportunity for me. So I think it has helped me to be able to deal with others, to be able to understand when others were not even working, and we achieve a goal. I did that one because everybody becomes interested in whatever you are doing if you're really doing it without complaining. And again, it's all about time management. I think I have a better way of managing my time as against when I wasn't with ASLP. Now, I think I found out that I accomplished a lot of things. Then the idea of multitasking is one of those things that I actually inherited from the ASLP discussion. I told you maybe I should put it two ways: positivity and then multitasking. These are very great ideas. And then being positive actually makes you to be able to run ahead with people and make you become more productive even in whatever you are doing. Then on personal area, I think the issue of how much that kind of phrase has been a very good one for me. Rather than seeing the negativity in that respect, then I look at how much I help the situation. It's a good thing. I'm thinking it's more or less something that you can only see the result. It's something that comes into you and something that's actually built into your character as you go ahead. And so if you look at the group that we have Leshi, and Leshi has been wonderfully doing well. Then the network again. The network has been important. I met people from cohort one. One of them is a professor in my department. In my university, Professor Lomola from chemistry department. And then since we met in South Africa, we've really been doing lots of things together. An African science leader is that kind of a person in a position, I would say in a position of authority, that is capable of bringing up the positive aspects of the African culture to arrive or to support schemes or to arrive at ideas that will support schemes that will drive African development. And when I talk about African development, I talk about human development, thinking about human resources, thinking about physical development, the financial development, and development in every capacity. I say, I actually do not regard an African leader as a boss now. And I do not use the word, I use the word leadership, fine. But again, I would say, actually in a position of authority, can actually make a difference in any parts, in any position that you are. And so rather than complaining, you just have to make a way to be able to make things different in your own small way. Well, that's who I describe as an African leader. I said not necessarily be in a position of authority, because that position that you are, you can actually make a change. We should keep going. We shouldn't be discouraged. And then, ASLP should keep supporting. And we have very other people that are able to support, should keep supporting. They shouldn't really get frustrated about what is happening. I think if we keep going, we're going to get close to a better position. I think it's not about complaining. We've complained a lot, and complaint doesn't have any significant benefit. But that doesn't mean that people should not report their grievances. They should, but in a positive way. With the thinking that Africa can be better. If we keep on moving off Africa, we will develop Africa. And then interestingly, when we have people like you coming to Africa to get concerned about Africa, then that shows that there's something beautiful about Africa. It's a beautiful thing to happen to any person aspiring to be a leader.